Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Age of Bison YouTube channel. It's good to see you again. I'm Chase MD. I'm joined by my main squeeze, Dunamai, the sheep. Dunamai, what's up?
Not much, but I'm very happy to be here casting a game. It's been a long time.
Chase MD over here neglecting his own YouTube channel for Age of Bison, but you know what? It's fine. Because we've got an interesting China mirror today. I don't know if this was ranked or not. I think it was, but this is from the server. Someone posted this Hydra Cone from the Sunbros server. Link in the description. It posted this game and said, "Hey, check this out. It's a China mirror." Gave us a little description of what happened, and now we're here. Now we're watching it. So we're going to take a look at this China mirror, kind of opposing strategies. In terms of the concepts that both players are going for. So that's something we're going to have to pay attention to. And it should be a good game. So we'll see what we're in for.
Before we start, we can say from the Civ grid that in the case of a mirror, China has a 50% win rate against China.
Yeah, so this is a precisely equal matchup, which is perfect because then it just comes down to the skill and strategy of each player, which is great. The Civ grid is perfect for things like this. The Civ grid is perfect data in the case of Civ mirrors.
Yes, and for the Chinese civilization mains that are hearing us, this is a joke.
For legal reasons, this is a joke. So we've got Hydrocone here. His deck is called Some Fun, T-Export, a Northern Refugees. He's got the Diplomatic Intrigue card, double-faced armor, hand mortars. Nothing, I don't think, out of the ordinary, necessarily.
Well, no, but we can still know that all dynasty reforms is in there. So it's nice to see that some H2 play could be like to do, your Pike, your Chukonu, and really bringing that up to H4 and still having it relevant because of all dynasty reforms.
And his opponent on the other end going with the Russians and T-Export in the consulate. Now, I have no familiarity with Russia at all, so I don't know what the Hydrocone ended up getting that treasure and possibly paying the price for that. I don't know what the Russian consulate does for China. Dunamai, could you enlighten me?
Yeah, so T-Export gives you a trickle of export, which is equivalent to 8 villager, but only on export, which is, a very low amount.
Correct.
The Russian consulate gives you a 10% decrease in cost and train time on all villagers. It also enables 3 techs, a blockhouse in H2, fort in H3, and a factory in H4. And the army you can make for 400 export is 4 Cossacks, if I remember correctly.
That's pretty good. So he's going to be aging up with the Summer Palace and going to able to keep his villager alive while Hydrocone escapes. It should be mentioned, I suppose, this is around 1400 ELO. For anybody that wants to know or was wondering, that's where this game takes place, right around the 1400 ELO mark. And he is also aging up, and he's going with the Porcelain Tower. So a little bit non-standard. The Porcelain Tower, I think, is at... generates resources per second, which can be set to food, wood, or coin as a combination of all, including export and experience. Okay, well, there we go. I don't need to ask. So it just tells me. That's nice.
So this is very interesting, and that refers to 2 things. First, what I said about H2 play that could be, scaled up when you go to H4. That's exactly what's about to happen. When you go for Porcelain Tower in H2, you want to stay in H2. For a while.
And both players getting up at about the same time. 7 step riders for Hydrocone, and his opponent also sending 7 step riders. So right now it's pretty much
at the same time.
It's pretty much identical Hydrocone obviously has 19 vills rather than 16 because he sent northern refugees. Actually, northern refugees rather than T-export. So that's the villager difference. But other than that, it's been so far identical, which is going to be very interesting. We've got Hydrocone's Forward War Academy coming up and a Forward Blockhouse coming up for Mr. Numbers.
Can you enable
over
Fog
here.
of War?
I can enable Fog of War, and I can swap over and... Oh
That's
my
not
god.
smart.
Oh, he noticed it! Oh no! Okay, so these are going to go down.
Don't kill him. Don't kill him. Just kill the blockhouse.
The blockhouse is going to go up. That builds way too fast anyways. I don't think they have the siege for it. But he's down on 5 step riders versus, I think, his opponent still has all 7 here, so not going to be able to win that fight. But he is making standard army.
Which is not the army you want against this composition.
No. And then his opponent is going with Old Han army, so Chukanu and pikemen.
Which is what you want against this composition. But Hydrocone realizing that and sending the pikes.
Actually does have some Chukanu. How did he get Chukanu?
Because the standard army, 3 Chukanu and 2 step riders.
Oh, okay, so that's why he's back up to 7 step riders. Duh, so you can tell I'm a China main. So we're going to take a look here, and this, unfortunately, War Academy is going to go down. These guys are just going to siege it, and Hydrocone or Mongolian army now coming out for Mr. Numbers over here. And Hydrocone's just going to lose his entire mass, it looks like. Oh, wait, that's a shipment.
Hydrocone with the reinforcing pikes, that's a test of micro.
Fantastic. Snaring the step riders, but they're going to be able to break free and hide out under the blockhouse. We're going to check out the micro here, and there we go. That should be a clean wipe for Hydrocone. Not quite able to escape Mr. Numbers is. These guys are going to run, try and distract. And I think you want to keep the pikemen. I think you want to keep the pikemen back here and siege this blockhouse down, because this is just going to keep pumping out units.
This was superb timing from Hydrocone. Like he even put the sentinels, the militiamen pikemen.
Yep.
We really see like he was on point with the timings, and he definitely has a leg up in the game.
So that was the 7. That was a very well timed 9 pikemen start. Now he's sending 700 food behind this to, I guess,
which is weird, but okay.
Try and age potentially. He's making more standard army, so he chopped wood and built another war academy.
Can you check
the
configuration of the porcelain tower? What is it generating?
The porcelain tower is generating wood right now.
Excellent. So right now it's 5 villagers unupgraded on wood, which is superb.
That's really good. So the blockhouse going down. We do have the Summer Palace, who is making Old Han army, and the consulate is on nothing right now. So he has ended relations with Russia, built a market, and is now calling out his sentries to try and defend the homeland, which is Finland, interestingly enough. But we've got some good micro coming in. The crossbows going to, they're Chukonu. Going to be kiting a little bit, but not enough mass to fully commit to the siege, so wisely Hydrocone is going to back off here and remass a little bit and see what we've got going. He does have about a 1k score lead. 25 vills to 24, so a little bit more evened up. It was a 3 vill lead by the time he got to age 2, but slacked off a little bit and is now only 1 vill up. But able to get a little bit of idle time, maybe sniping a villager here. He's gonna, spend a lot of time getting that 1 villager, but we'll see if it pays off in the end. These Chukanu sitting in the back. Chukonu on Chukonu action with even more coming in the back. Now Mr. Numbers here is sending 700 coin. He's going to try and age up behind this. Which is actually, I think, a pretty good idea because you were able to just wipe all that. I mean, Hydrocone here has no siege.
So you want to know something funny?
Why do I have... Oh.
Mr. Number, he burned away the consulate. He kicked out the Russian ally, and he had enough to make 4 Cossacks. 4 Cossacks here would have been a total wipe.
What's the hotkey for team?
For what?
For turning off team?
Team colors?
Yeah.
Alt F.
Nope.
Yes. You are on the good colors now.
No, I'm not. They keep changing.
Because you do Alt F.
I know,
no?
I'm trying to turn it off.
Huh. Maybe you changed it. It's in the option, if you need to. In the UI options.
Okay. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen.
Say show friend or foe colors somewhere here.
Okay.
Professional casting here.
Yes. You look, Dunamai, I changed this setting prior to me pressing the record button, but I apparently accidentally turned that on. Anyways, back to the action. Mongolian Scourge now coming in for Hydrocone here. As he looks like he's also trying to age. He's got 8 total.
8? That's awfully low to send Mongolian Scourge.
And only 6 currently in the battle. But he does have this much larger, massive Chukonu, as Mr. Numbers here goes with the British consulate, which feels like a mistake, seeing as his opponent Hydrocone here has gone nothing but... Chukonu, and here. Now the timeline's officially hidden, so you can't see who wins this. Professional casting. More Chukonu coming in the back. We've got some pikemen here. Gonna get rid of the step riders, but I think there's probably 10 vills in this. Oh no, only 8. And I still don't think Hydrocone has the siege to get this done.
Well, Mongolian Scourge does give you plus 50% siege on the calf. So now they have like 37 siege, if I'm not mistaken. That is some pretty nasty siege on the
37, calf. Okay, that is a decent chunk of siege. There's the meteor hammers coming in.
That is
right on top of the Chukonu, and that is huge. And remember, we have Mr. Numbers here, who did age up quite earlier than his opponent, than Hydrocone. So he does have the powerful shipments like the meteor hammers, and he's got actually quite a bit of unit shipments in here that he can use to defend his base, and these meteor hammers are just having a field day while the town center is just firing away. And
the Beijing army is still available for Numbers Guy, and this Beijing army is super hard to deal with for an H2 China.
So he is sending territorial army through the Summer Palace. So that's arquebusiers and Changdaos. So heavy cav and the skirm unit.
No, so it's 3 skirm and 3 pseudo halberdiers, which are the Chengdao swordsmen.
Oh, hand infantry, not hand cavalry. My fault. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. And he is sending the Beiyang army. So Beiyang army gives you veterancy for your goon and your step rider, and 8 of them for 700 food and an H3 shipment. And that's a very nice card. I think it was rebalanced to 800 food, but I'm not sure. Not 100% sure.
So Hydrocone is now aging with the Confucian Academy. What did Mr. Numbers? He aged up also with the Confucian Academy. So, and a castle going up. So, very similar strats in terms of how to fight the game, but obviously the different age up is leading to different results. As Mr. Numbers is going to push in. Second War Academy might not get up depending on where the villagers are. Okay, no. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It does finish. Just like that. And so, meanwhile, there's a huge battle going on. I'm more interested in whether or not this War Academy goes up, and there's just a slaughterhouse going on in Hydrocone's base, while all these villagers are just sitting here mining coin. The Keshiks are coming in. They're shooting. The Arquebusers are in the back, and actually, this looks like a really good hold from Hydrocone Dunamai.
Yes, and the Arquebusiers were not focused by the Step Riders, not enough at least, and they could just blast away the Keshik with their skirm attack.
So
and the Keshik is a good unit in terms of efficiency, but in terms of like raw resistance, it's trash.
So Hydrocone really doesn't lose much from that. I mean, he lost some idle villager time, I suppose, but despite all that, he still has his War Academy, which is being repaired. So he's got the 2. He's got this castle up and running, and he's sending, making another village and sending his vills over to this new gold mine. So, and I don't know how much villagers he's lost as 10 Arquebusers comes in, and the Confucian Academy is going to be making flying crows. So, if I were to tell you...
activate the Fog of War for a second? He has scouted this hunt. This is strange, the hunt on the left. He's strange that he's taking so much risks
by going
on
out
the
here?
on the eastern side. Yeah.
But I mean, he has villages, so that's fine. I mean, this one is technically closer and safer because you can hide it under the castles, but like this is something you're gonna do anyways, right? Is you're gonna make villages by your res. So either or, maybe he's saving this for later. I don't know. We're gonna take a look over here, and we're gonna notice that Mr. Numbers is in a little bit of a worse resource situation. He doesn't have as much scouting done, or he's just gone through more food than his opponent, because this is his only hunt that exists. But anyways, it doesn't matter. We've got battles. We've got one flying crow that gets focused down immediately. We've got a whole bunch of arquebusers firing on a whole bunch of other arquebusers with step riders in the mix. And Mr. Numbers over here with a pretty balanced mix, except over here he's only got arquebusers in the mix. They're going to get hopped on by the Chang Dao. Here comes a reinforcing batch of musketeers and Keshiks and step riders. They're going to try and hop on the arquebusers to no avail. And once more, another pretty decisive victory from Hydrocone here. So he's doing a really good job of taking the battles he needs to. Still waiting for his first flying crow to pop out of the Confucian Academy.
So we have something super interesting from Hydrocone. He made another army. And this army was the Black Flag Army. It's 2 Meteor Hammer and 4 Chengdaos. He's not making it now. It's just in front of the army. It's available at the tower. And this is a superb army for China. Because as China, what you find more often than not is that your backline survives, but your front line dies. And you don't want to make more skirmishes, because it's going to make for an imbalanced army. So this army at the tower gives you 4 halberdiers and 2 hussars. So essentially regenerating that front line. And this was a GE change available at the tower, replacing, I think it was the Culverin, the hand mortars, and the Keshik, if I remember correctly. And this is a very, very potent set of units, and really helped China in terms of balancing that excess of skirmishers. So if you if you like China and you have an excess of skirmisher that you carry from Legacy, consider making castles and making the Black Flag army.
Good advice from the sheep himself. While that advice was being given, which you should all listen to, Hydrocone here has made quite the army and is going to go invade the north of the base, where there's actually still quite the army awaiting him. We've got some iron flails in the mix here. They're going to try and hop on the flying crows. Kind of unsuccessfully. Very unsuccessfully. In fact, most of them died. Meanwhile, the Keshiks over here are trying to push back the arquebusiers and the redcoat musketeers. We've got some pikemen in the back, and those are going to be a lot of dead vills. So pretty good micro from Hydrocone here. He's got his main force in the base fighting the other force, and these vills are just kind of being sacrificed by the blue China player here.
Yeah. Behold the Shukunyu Death Squad.
And yeah, Dunamai, this is Chinese death ball territory, to be honest with you. He's got another shipment banked up, could send any number of things, and after those vills are dead, he's got reinforcements coming in the back, and the Flying Crow stayed alive.
Oh, Flying Crow versus Flying Crow, let's go. And they just ignore each other? No.
Nope. The Meteor Hammer hopped on top of the Flying Crow. So and that's going to go dead. And the pikes go on the other one. So no more Flying Crows for either player. And you got to give it to the person with the superior mass at this point. And that's going to be Hydrocone, who keeps on keeping on. The military is completely wiped. All he's got is town center fire and blockhouse fire. This village is probably going to be sieged down. Nope, it's going to survive.
But to be fair, Hydrocone is having a field day right now. He has all the military. He has doubled the score. Like, this is essentially either over or numbers guy must need to do like the craziest crap that's ever been made to pull that off.
Diplomatic intrigue and territorial armor coming in as reinforcements arrive for Hydrocone. Mr. Numbers over here has 19 idle villagers out of the 30 total. Only 3 are gathering res right now. The rest are walking. They're on a speed walk. Where they're going doesn't matter, because GG has been called. Perfect timing. Hydrocone here gets the Chinese death ball underway, takes very good fights, and ends up pulling it off. We'll take a look here. We'll scroll through these. Really impressed with the ability of Hydrocone to win the fights that he needed to. The unit comps were pretty similar. Obviously staying with Chukonu versus going over to the Redcoat Musketeer. That Numbers guy did ended up kind of costing Mr. Numbers in the end, but you know, recognizing that sticking with Chukonu and then shipping units behind it, Hydrocone did a very good job this game, Dunamai.
Yes. So one thing to note is more often than people tend to age up with the Summer Palace and do a China FF or semi-FF, which is standard play. But that was nerfed. So I'm really happy to see Hydrocone experimenting with new ways to play China. This used to be a pretty one-dimensional civ. And progressively over time, the Definitive Edition devs tried various ways to make it less so. And I think this is a pretty successful showcase of experimenting done right. We can also see he was with the German consulate, so I guess he went for the trickles. So really a lot of passive economy with the Porcelain Tower, with the trickles. And Porcelain Tower was really considered to be a bad play in H2, because if you do it in later ages, you get more resources. like the 2.5 route he had would be, I think, 4 in H3 and 6, I think, in H4 and 8 in H5. So you want to delay it more often than not in H3 or in H4 to get a factory equivalent.
Wow.
But good thinking Palace was nerfed. Maybe it's time for more H2 play with this passive income, like with 5 villager, unraidable, guaranteed. This is really good, really creative, and I loved it.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that analysis there, Dunamai. If you like this content, like, subscribe, do all the things. Tell us what your favorite part of this game is. Tell us how accurate you think the Civ grid is in this particular matchup, because I think it hit the nail on the head. I mean, one team lost and one China team lost and one China team won. I mean, it stayed right at 50%. I mean, the Civ grid, bro. It's unbeatable.
Yep.
Peace out. Get out of here.